I got a crazy rare developer's Nintendo DS Lite. We can see it has this weird sticker on this top plate here that says NDS Dev Malt, and then on the back of it, we see there's this massive cable with 1,000 different wires in it, and the label has been like machine dremeled off of it. We can see there's like, kind of looks like welding marks, but it's not. But this system is non-functional. It doesn't turn on. The GBA port is stuck into place. The stylus, actually, is like one of these broken extendable plastic styluses. But anyways, this system is in really good shape, and this is a really cool system. So what I'm going to do, first, I just want to examine the motherboard in here because I think it's like unpopulated somewhat. So I really want to look at the motherboard, see what we're working with as far as the motherboard goes, and then swap it with a regular motherboard that, you know, doesn't have all those shenanigans in here. And I want to see if it works, if the screens work. We can see the bottom screen has these pen marks, so this must have gotten used over the years, but the top screen, I've never seen an authentic DS with the plastic lens still on the top screen. That is incredible. So we might have to peel that at some point too. And I have 8 of these systems in total. We can see, well, this one doesn't have a sticker, but this one doesn't have a sticker. But even the ones without a sticker, we can see the back of them has been dremeled off, machined off, and they have cables. So these systems I will be selling on my shop as I fix them all. So this is going to be like a really interesting series, I guess. I might do more videos, or I might just make it this one video, but first and foremost, we got to get into this guy to see what's up with the motherboard. So first, I'm just going to remove the stylus and the battery door. So we open the battery door, and we can see it doesn't have the golden pins here that the board normally has the batteries to hook up to. So that's why I think this board is like somewhat unpopulated. The GBA slot cover is glued into place. No matter how much pulling or prying I do, it's gonna be stuck. And the GBA slot cover needs to be removed in order to disassemble the system. We'll see what's up with that. It would be nice if that cable wasn't all cut off. It is what it is. This motherboard is totally different than a regular motherboard. I'm really excited to see what this board looks like. I'm hoping I can get this taken apart without too many troubles. Anyways, yeah, guys, the system's in fantastic condition. The screw won't come out. So now is when, oh. Aha! Whoa. It came right off. What is this, dude? This is so cool. You guys don't know how cool this is to me because I've fixed like 5,000 some of these. It's so cool to see a second variant. Look, the board completely fills the spaces from the bottom to the top. It's totally different. There's no Wi-Fi chip. Look at these cables. So I guess if I ever got like a nitro unit to hook this up to, I could fix all of the cables. And look at the bottom plate. It was machined right here. We can see it's like completely flat, and the slot cover is glued into place, but it's like a part of the shell. So I don't know if I'd be able to try to remove that somehow. We'll see. Let's continue getting this motherboard taken apart though. This is so cool. There's a microphone still. We got the digitizer cable. Now I really want these screens to work still, so hopefully they will. Whoa, dude. The motherboard has holes for a zip tie. Is that not insane? The way this board looks is crazy. Here's our screen. We can see this screen has marks of like where wires were and where these chips are. And a regular screen, this is so cool too because a regular screen has these dots up here. So here is the special motherboard. It doesn't have a charging LED. That was taken out. So here's the comparison. Just look how chunky this thing looks. This thing looks like an original Nintendo DS motherboard, not a DS Lite motherboard. This is so cool. I love how it's like literally built into the motherboard, the zip tie. That's crazy. And we can see the buttons right here. Start and select, or switch 4 and switch 3. On the real motherboard, it says start and select. I didn't realize this board would be so custom. I mean, what was I thinking? It has this huge cable poking out of it, but... So, this board works, it turns on. Let's pop these screens in and hope they work. They might be extremely yellowed by now, but we'll see. Oh, look, this bottom shell plate even has... It has a cutout right here. It has a cutout on top there. Just to accommodate the zip tie. You see that? I'm in awe of this. This is so cool. The rubber membrane's like normal. I mean, this system is in fantastic shape. despite the bottom screen having those pen marks. I don't even know how those digitizers get those pen marks over time. Like, is it just from taps of usage, or is it like a deeper issue? Because I don't know how tapping the screen would literally make all those indents, but I don't know. All right, so we got our regular board in place. Let's get a Wi-Fi chip. There is no antenna cable, but we'll get our Wi-Fi chip. Add some screws for our board here. These were the original screws that came with our special motherboard. And I believe I have a battery here. Here we go. Do the screens work? Oh, they do. And they're only a little yellow. That's not bad at all. Okay, so these things have legit screens in them. And look at the peelable plastic, bruh. So the digitizer does not work. As we can see, it has like, it's rapid firing. That is a common symptom of digitizers that have all these pen marks. We see all these little circles. They look like stars. If a digitizer has a lot of those, then sometimes it will just rapid fire. So this thing needs a Wi-Fi antenna cable. And I want to give a disclaimer. Each system that I sell will come with a perfect working motherboard. The system will be fully functional. It will have the sticker. For the ones that have the sticker, it will have the sticker. It will have this bottom plate. It will have... Well, I'll need to find a way to remove that slot cover, but it will include this motherboard. I'm going to be keeping 1 or 2 for myself, maybe, but so there will be 6 DSs total of these for you guys to purchase to go around. So make sure you get them while you can. They will be restocked as time goes on my website. I will leave a link to that in the description, but yeah, this is absolutely crazy to me. Let's get the motherboard back out and let's get that Wi-Fi antenna cable in place. So we got a fully, actually I might not need to fully disassemble the system. Let's tackle these. I want to be really careful with these because I don't want to puncture them too bad because they're in like perfect shape. I want to make it a fully working DS, so we got to get that Wi-Fi antenna cable in there. Okay, now we can remove these screws. Those buttons stayed in for me, that's nice. If you guys have any ideas of things I could do with these systems, let me know. Like, I could shell swap them into a really cool custom shell. One thing I forgot that I'm going to do, I'm going to modify this green LED to be an upgraded green, just because I think that that's cool, like an OEM plus type of thing, just to help signify that, hey, this is a special DS. This is like, it's really rare, you know, it's special. So with that, let's remove the top plate here, see if there's anything special going on in the top half of the system. Looks normal, just no Wi-Fi antenna. So let's separate the top LCD. I can't believe that this is an totally authentic Nintendo LCD with its original film on it. That's just wild. So let's try to get this in place without needing to actually fully disassemble the system. So I'm going to try to put this in here in a way where it will naturally go downwards. And now I'm going to fold the top screen over a bit, pull the rest of the cable through. I've never actually done that before, but in theory it should work. So make sure the speaker cables are not being pinched by the top screen, because then there would be an awful static sound constantly, and then when you shut the system off it would pop really loudly. Definitely want to make sure those speakers aren't being pinched by the metal. So yeah, let me know if you guys want me to like mod these systems in a certain way. I'll keep this system handy until the video goes live. So if you guys have any ideas, suggestions that you guys agree on or that you want to see, I would be more than happy to do something with these. Gonna give the top screen a little cleaning just to clear off my fingerprints. Now we can get our top plate back on. All right, so we got that back on. So now we can go back in with our motherboard, and I'm going to clean off. Oh, whoops, I need to modify it. I totally forgot. So let's take out our bottom LCD, the digitizer, and our Wi-Fi chip. And I'm going to clean off all of these 8 golden contacts for the buttons just to renew them, because I see ABXYs are a little dirty and grimy here. We can see. Let's just make sure that's all clean so that there aren't any button issues ever in the future. Clean them all off. All right, so now we will bust out the microscope and our green LEDs here. Alexa, turn on Ohio. All right, so here we have our board. Turn on our fume extractor. Might get a little noisy in here, guys, okay? We'll grab our hot air gun, blow it right on this green LED here. Now we'll add some flux, and we'll come in with my soldering iron, and we'll add solder on these 2 points here. So now we're all ready to come in with our new green LED. I think you'll like it a lot. Let me know in the comments if you do. And now I like to come back, pinch it down while I heat up the solder again, just to make sure it's nice and tight to the board. Just like that. As good as factory now. I think I'm going to start a thing where I name my solder station after you guys. So maybe like just whoever the top commenter is, I'll name my solder station after them for the next video. Like that'd be pretty funny. All right, so we got our green LED. It's working perfect. And then the red LED flashes when I remove the battery. So that is working perfect. So now we can get our bottom LCD reattached to the board here. And now we can hook it up to the top screen. That works. I'm so happy with that. Fold it down, make sure everything is routed properly. We can plug our microphone cable in. We have to route the Wi-Fi cable underneath the cartridge port. Hi, how are you? So one thing that I'm seeing, we're not going to be able to use the black Y-screw because there is nowhere for it to latch onto, not even for this piece. Like normally there's a little piece of plastic here with a hole for it to go through, but not on this DS. So that's just going to be a funny part of this really cool dev unit. Now I have to figure out how to get this GBA slot cover unstuck. So right now I'm spraying IPA in here and I'm hoping it'll just like help to loosen up adhesive. Oh, it's working. Let's go, dude. Ow. They can try to keep me out of the special dev systems, but they won't. All right, there we go. So that's why it looks yellow from here, because of this adhesive that they used. This glue, dude, it's just legit glue. Well, I'm glad the IPA worked because I have 7 more of these to do that with. I have enough parts to convert these to normal GBA slot covers with my Retro Revolution PCB. So that's cool. Let's give this another spray of IPA. Okay, after probably about 20 minutes of cleaning that stuff off. Oh, wait, I still have it to clean up here. Huh. All right, so here it is. Looks minty, dude. So we got that. Here's this as a donor. We'll take the screw out. I'll use a Retro Revolution PCB because I think it adds a bit of a coolness factor. All right, so there we go. Got our Retro Revolution PCB in there, and now this will slide in and out easily. No more adhesive left over on anything. That's fantastic, guys. Okay. And we got our volume switch. Now, this bottom plate uses like this yellow epoxy stuff. It's like, it's gummy. It's super gummy and sticky instead of like the regular black sticker that they use just to keep it in place. So that's cool. Put that there. Oh, wait, there's one big thing I forgot. We need to add the metal shield to protect the bottom LCD. So we need this shield right here. Gonna clean that off a little bit. I just realized I've been muted this whole entire time, so hopefully it wasn't muted for too awful long, but I got the whole system reassembled. I got it all cleaned up. It's working fantastic. The green LED looks awesome. The new touchscreen is perfect. So this system will be available for sale on my website for purchase along with the motherboard. It will include its original development unit motherboard. This thing is just so cool. And let me know if you guys just want me to do the same thing with the rest of these systems or if you want me to do different things. Because like I said earlier, I have 7 more of these units. I could reshell them into something really custom. I could keep them original like this one. I could mod them however you guys think. So just let me know in the comments. I have another really cool prototype DS It's in pretty much brand new condition. This one has a mostly unpopulated motherboard. The stylus is stuck in place. The GBA slot cover is stuck in place. The screens are fake, so I can't wait to get into this guy and mod him up. If you guys would like to see this system on the channel, subscribe, stick around, leave a like, turn on that notification bell. It really means a lot and it really helps out my channel. I can't wait for this silver DS. Can't wait to see what I'll do with it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.